Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ivory Rose Parnell-Chambeshi, and I'm introducing Hey Sexy Sister Circle. So, Black people have never had the opportunity and autonomy to define sexuality and how we feel about our bodies for ourselves. Due to the macro issues of being in this country, we have been hypersexualized, projected as animals, on and on and on. And as a result, or as an influence from that, sometimes we have radio silence, hear the album skip silence about sexuality, and there's also silence, shame, because we've attempted to shape our identities in ways that counteract these white supremacist notions about our sexual lives. And then when we add that Christian church in there, that Islamic beliefs and things of that sort, sometimes that can make it so that we are not having open conversations about sexual values. And the risks of this, and the fact that silence and abstinence do not prevent um, uh, uh, people not having sex, people are having sex, kids are having sex, we still don't facilitate these conversations. And that's significant because Black youth are shown to have their first sexual debut at the age of 15, which is a younger age than other races. And that's important because the earlier that children start to have sex, the more likely they are to engage in behaviors and have certain outcomes that might compromise their futures. So we're in this space, we're celebrating this beautiful Black Futures Month, and we want to make sure that we are equipping our young people to steer their futures by engaging in behaviors that are safe or that they delay even starting to begin with. So, on a personal level, this is important to me because I've been in my own journey in terms of being raised in the Black church, not having open conversations, not talking about pleasure, not talking about intimacy in different ways. And through people like Megan Thee Stallion, like Lizzo, I feel that I'm having my own bodily awakening. I'm unleashing my inner baddie. And I'm grateful for the moment in time we have with so many artists being so free with their bodies, claiming their pleasure, claiming that there's certain standards by which they will engage in intercourse. But at the same time, I'm a mama to a tween. And she's, ingesting these messages, and I have to balance wanting her to celebrate her body, wanting her to feel connected, wanting her to have positive ideas about sexual activity, but I love Glorilla, Lotto, Sexy Red, and whatnot, and I'm personally, as a grown woman, saddling the stallion, but at the same time, I'm trying to protect my little pony. So this got me thinking around my project and how to facilitate these conversations. So in my innovation process, I had various conversations with not only moms, but aunties, caregivers, including people who work at a local high school. I had talked to a high school counselor. I did a lot of desktop research about data, trends, the things that are influencing comprehensive sex education or the lack thereof. With Black Women for Wellness has this wonderful report about young people. They talked to about 2,000 young people to get their views, opinions about sexual health and whatnot. So that kind of prompted me to do a shift in focus from originally thinking I wanted to focus on the youth to shifting to parents. And that resulted in Hey Sexy Sister Circle. Because the question is, if we process and healed our own sexual ideas and definitions and traumas, then we can become the safe harbors for our children to disrupt silence, shame, stigma, and help them reclaim healthy and balanced sexual attitudes. So Hey Sexy Sister Circle, a nurturing, connected space to heal and gain support, to be askable and approachable as a parent. Next slide, please. We had a lovely space, great dialogue. People reflected on their own messages that they got early on as children, the ways that they've shown up positively as a parent, the way they wish they would have done things differently. Next slide. And we affirmed the practices that we wanted to use going forward, including with resource guides that included not just sex education resources for young people, but more importantly, sex education and healing resources for the adult, for the mama, for the auntie, so that we don't pass on silence, shame, stigma onto our children. So thank you. So some of the, and I see one of my attendees here. Hey girl, hey sexy. So the learnings were that it was really needed. I got positive, overwhelmingly positive feedback from everyone that I interacted with. There were some aha moments that participants realized they needed to have continuous conversations. It's not a one-off birds and the bees talk. It's regularly engaging the topic and going to your child, because they're not going to come to you. They will in certain ways, but we have to initiate. And then the next slide, what we can go forward is having more of these sister circles, and I have an exciting possible collaboration with the California Black Women's Health Project to bring the program to their audience. And then definitely, like the marathon, more conversations are going to continue with my kiddos. And thank you to P4L, thank you to my fellows, to the funders, to my family for this beautiful experience.